Good morning, my dear children. Today I am with another poem from the book First Flight. It is a very long poem. If you look into the poem, you might feel that the poem is very long and is very tough. But it is a very simple poem. The name of the poem is How to Tell Wild Animals and it is written by Carolyn Wells. You know the speciality of wild animals, right? Over here, the poet is actually trying to help you to identify the wild animals. Before moving into the poem, we should know something about the poet. If we can speak about Carolyn Wells, she is an American poet. Carolyn has made this poem, although you might think, oh, it's about wild animals. Attacking a person can be something of hard kind of topic, but no. She has put it in a humorous way. Clear? To make everyone cry, that's an easy process. But to make a person laugh, too humorous way of explaining is very difficult. So over here, she's trying to pertain the humorous elements in the poem. When you read this poem, you might feel that there are one or two sentences, maybe in every stanza, you will find certain mistakes, grammatical mistakes in the lines. But ensure that the reason is because she has made that mistake purposely so that she would get the attention of the reader as well as she wants to use particular technique. That's also a part of humorous way. So let me tell you the line by line explanations. Clear? If ever you should go by chance to jungles in the east, and if there should to you advance a large and tawny beast, if he roars at you as you are dying, you will know it is the Asian lion. So, the very first stanza, the poet is describing about the Asian lion. Okay, now we'll move on to the first two lines. If ever you should go by chance to jungles in the east. If by chance you are going to the jungles in the eastern side, then what will happen? And if there should to you advance, and if there should to you advance. When you read this line itself, we know that there is some problem with the sentence. And that's what I say, there will be some grammatical error, and this is the grammatical error sentence. So this technique of making an error by purpose, that is called the method of inversion. Okay, clear? The reason can be just to get the attention, but over here the poet used it purposely. And if there should to you advance a large and tawny beast. If you are going to east by chance and in advance or right in front of you, if you find a large and tawny beast. What is the meaning of the word tawny? Which means yellowish orange color. If you can see a large beast with yellowish color, if he roars at you as you are dying, obviously we know Asian lion has got the speciality of roaring. So if you see the orange yellowish color animal, if you see this orange yellowish color animal and if it is roaring, just ensure that it is the Asian. Why did the poet has used the word dying? The reason is just by seeing the lion and if it suddenly started roaring, because of the fear in us, we might be dying. So as you are dying, you might analyze. As you are dying, you will know it is the Asian lion. Only then, listening to the lion's roar, because of the fear in us, we will die. So when you are dying only, you will realize it is an Asian lion. Okay, clear? Okay, one more thing. You might have noticed in the screen. The poet has used the word dying, D-Y-I-N. And this particular process is called poetic license. You might be wondering, what is poetic license? It is something which you have to know about it. It's like a few words are changed by the poet. They have the license of changing few words. And why are they changing the words? So that they can ensure it is rhyming with other words. Okay. Now let's look at the rhyme scheme of the poem. In the first stanza, the rhyme scheme is like this: chance, east, advance, beast, dying, lion. These are the rhyming words. Okay, now chance rhymes with advance. East rhymes with beast. Dying rhymes with lion. So dying, lion. So in dying, as the G is not there, it rhymes with lion. Clear? So rhyme scheme of the poem would be A B C C. So just to get the rhyme scheme, poet Carolyn Wells has used the poetic license, and she just took one particular letter and just to rhyme with lion. I hope the first stanza is clear to you. Okay, now we'll move on to the second stanza. So the first stanza is about an Asian lion. So we'll see what is the poet trying to say in the second stanza. Or if sometime when roaming round, a noble wild beast greets you with black stripes on a yellow ground, just notice if he eats you. The simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger to discern. Or if sometime when roaming round. If sometime when you are roaming around or walking around, a noble wild beast greets you. If all of a sudden a beast comes next to you. Okay, when you see a person, what you will do? You will greet him like hi, hello, or it will be a shake hand. So that which means there is an yellow body with black stripes. With black stripes on a yellow ground. Just notice if he eats you. Over here, to identify all animal is a particular thing. You have to look into lion. It was an orangish yellow color and the roar. Bengal tiger is the body is in yellow color and the black stripes. If it is coming to greet you, and if the tiger would jump on you and it doesn't wait for anything. Clear? So if it greet you or if it is going to eat you, when it's eating you, you must realize that this is a Bengal tiger. If you are moving about and if you see a noble means such a huge personality, beast comes and greet you, that means just falling on you. Just notice if he eats you. The symbol rule may help you learn. So what is the symbol rule? You have to identify it's a Bengal tiger. So the Bengal tiger, to discern. The meaning of the word discern is to identify. So if you see, you can identify it's a Bengal tiger. Clear? I hope it's clear to you. Now we'll move on to the third stanza. If strolling forth, a beast you view, whose hide with spots is peppered, as soon as he has leapt on you, you will know it is the leopard. It will do no good to roar with pain. He will only leap and leap again. If strolling forth, a beast you view. Strolling forth means walking very casually or walking very carefully. So if you walking really casually and see a beast coming forward whose hide with spots is peppered. Over here, the hide means skin. If you are walking in the jungle very carefully and see a beast is coming forward and whose hide is the particular beast hide. Hide means skin. The whole skin has got spots. If you find an animal with plain skin with lot of spots, peppered, lot of spots, spots peppered, just like pepper color. As soon as he has leapt on you, and this animal will leap on you. That means leap means jump. That animal will jump on you. Actually, the correct spelling of leapt is L-E-A-P-T. So here the poet is used leapt. As I told in the previous stanza, that is called what? That is called poetic license. You can find it everywhere. So over here, the leapt again. You will know it is the leopard. Actually, leopard has got its particular thing jumping on you. Okay, so if you find the leopard is jumping on you, then you should understand it's leopard. It will do no good to roar with pain. Even if you are roaring or if you are crying out of pain, it is not going to change anything. It is not going to make any change. If you roar or cry, it will leap again and again. It will do no good to roar with pain. So if you roar or cry, it will leap again and again. Okay, clear? Okay, now we'll move on to the next stanza. If when you are walking round your yard, you meet a creature there who hugs you very, very hard, be sure it is a bear. If you have any doubts, I guess he will give you just one more caress. This stanza is little bit humorous. If you are walking round your yard, you meet a creature there who hugs you very, very hard, and that particular is not peppered or having stripes in the skin. It does not roar, and if it hugs you, that means you are death. This can be the humorous element in the poem. If you are still in doubt regarding the animal, the easiest way is that he will keep hugging and touching you very gently. The animal will keep hugging and touching you very gently. This act of his will make you sure about its identity. So you will come to know that it is a bear. When you check the poem, you can understand that the word very is repeated. Who hugs you very, very hard. In this line, the word very is repeated. So repetition is used in this stanza. And we can also say that the word hug is an ironical thing. Who hugs you very, very hard. So the word hug is an ironical thing. If human beings see each other, they hug. Animals, they hug. If human beings see each other, they hug. And the animals also hugs, but in another way. So that means the just negative, that means the negative way. So in the fourth stanza, it is talking about bear. And the bear has this particular feature of hugging. So this is about third stanza. So the first stanza is about Asian lion, second stanza is about Bengal tiger, in third stanza we came across leopard, and the fourth stanza it is about bear. Now we'll move on to the fifth stanza. In this fifth stanza, the poet is trying to speak about two animals. One is hyena and the other one is crocodile. Though to distinguish beast of prey, a novice might nonplus, the crocodile you always may tell from the hyena thus. Hyenas come with merry smiles, but if they weep, they are crocodiles. In this stanza, the poet says that for someone who is new to the job of recognizing animals. Here, the meaning of a word novice is someone new to a job. So, the poet says that for someone who is new to the job of recognizing animals, it will be like a puzzle to recognize animals that hunt other animals for their food. So here the poet tries to tell the difference between two animals. She says that hyenas will be smiling, whereas if it is a crocodile, it is always in tears. So what is the speciality of crocodiles? Before finding its prey, it starts weeping. And do you know the speciality of hyena? Before making its prey, it makes a particular sound and it resembles to human beings' smiles. Clear? So, if you want to distinguish these two animals, it's very easy. Hyenas will smile before it finds its prey, and crocodile will always have the tears in its eyes. This is about 5th stanza. Okay, now we'll move on to the 6th stanza. In this, the poet is trying to speak about one animal, that is chameleon. You know about chameleon, right? You might think chameleon and lizard is the same thing, but it is totally different. Chameleon is an animal where you have always seen on the trees, and it has got the speciality of changing its colors. So wherever it sits, that particular color it will be. If it is sitting on the leaves, chameleon turns into green color, and lizard is one animal that you might find inside your houses. That's the difference. Clear? Okay, now we'll move on to the lines. The true chameleon is small, a lizard sort of thing. He hasn't any ears at all, and not a single wing. If there is nothing on the tree, it is the chameleon you see. The true chameleon is small. The original chameleon is small, a lizard sort of thing. It is like a lizard. He hasn't any ears at all. Here, he has. At sound is repeated. So, what is that? That is alliteration. And not a single wing. Here, chameleon doesn't have ears and wings. If there is nothing on the tree, it is the chameleon you see. Wherever it sits, it changes that particular color. If you don't find any other animals or birds on the tree, ensure that this particular animal is chameleon, who can continuously change colors. Okay, clear? So, in the 5th stanza, we distinguished between crocodile and hyena. And in this stanza, we spoke about chameleon. Although we call chameleon and its true quality and all, still we know chameleon is always goes on changing its colors. That's actually humorous thing what his poet is trying to portray over here. And it is like lizards, but there is no ears, no wings. Okay, so that is about the poem. Hope it is clear. And when you check the rhyme scheme, you can understand that the same rhyme scheme in all the stanzas. Now we'll move on to the important poetic devices. The first poetic device is rhyme scheme. Please make a note of it, my dear children. I already explained to you the rhyme scheme, and I have given the proper examples also. The rhyme scheme of the poem is A, B, A, B, C, C. And the second one is inversion, change in the sentence construction or format. When I read the first stanza, we discussed what is an inversion and if, the, should, do you advance. Here, while reading this line, you feel some error. That error is called inversion, but the poet has the right to do it. That technique is called inversion. And the third one is allusion. Allusion is a reference to a famous thing, like a particular place or particular animal. Reference to particular place or particular animal. Over here, the reference to particular animals like Bengal tiger, Asian lion. So using this particular technique is allusion. Reference to particular place, reference to particular thing, particular animal. That is called allusion. And the fourth one is alliteration. It's very familiar to you. Repetition of consonant sound. Novice, nonplus, he, has. Next, fifth one is poetic license. As you can see in the very first stanza, if you take the last few words, chance, east, advance, beast, dying, lion. So we know the word dying, D-Y-I-N-G. So instead of writing the word dying, D-Y-I-N-G, the poet just omitted the letter G to rhyme with lion. That is called poetic license. Here, the poet has the license to omit one letter to get the proper rhyme scheme. This is called poetic license. Clear? And the sixth one is repetition. Repetition of few words, like when the word is repeated. When the word is repeated, who hugs very very hard? In this very, the word very is repeated. So we can call this repetition. So these are the poetic devices. I hope it is clear to you. So my dear students, I will be sending the question answers to you. So please copy down the question answers in your notebook and revise it. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask your doubts. Thank you.